Hello. Welcome to the future. I am Oraculus and you are on Delphos Data, your channel of information on new technologies, science fiction, and related topics. Today's video has the character of an alert. A few weeks ago, on March 29, 2023, a group of entrepreneurs and scientists signed an open letter calling for a 6-month pause in research on advanced artificial intelligence. The letter, which has everything to become a historical document, has already more than 20,000 signatures, including heavyweight names from the technology world such as Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, Yuval Noah Harari, and Stuart Russell, among other eminent figures in the technology field. In it, the authors warn of what they consider to be profound risks to society and humanity with the development of artificial intelligence systems that, according to the text, are already becoming competitive with humans in general tasks. Coincidentally or not, 2 days after the letter was released, Italy became the first Western country to ban the GPT chat and opened investigations, raising concerns and questions. Is this a new trend followed by more countries? Is large-scale international regulation feasible? Are there reasons for this level of concern, or are the threats overblown? These are questions we will address next. The alert issued in the letter comes at a time when the widespread access of ordinary people to generative artificial intelligence systems is beginning to produce highly undesirable effects and attracting the attention of opinion makers to the super-accelerated process of system development and its unregulated popularization. In this context, we have seen the spread in the last week of super-realistic fake images of public figures such as Pope Francis and former U.S. President Donald Trump and compromising scenes. In addition, there have been reports that ChatGPT was creating malware codes for system invasion at the request of hackers and criminals using artificial intelligence to simulate the voice of loved ones to deceive and extort victims. But these very recent examples are just the tip of the iceberg representing the threats to which the signatories draw attention in the warning letter. We must bear in mind that with the development and proliferation of the use of artificial intelligences, such types of attacks could escalate from the individual to the collective level, reaching the point of threatening the stability of entire nations with the orchestrated creation and proliferation of fake news with a level of verisimilitude capable of deceiving the overwhelming majority of the population as true facts. Both fake news and the use of technology to manipulate public opinion on a large scale and interfere in democratic processes are not new facts. For example, in recent years we have seen directors of the company Cambridge Analytica and the CEO of Facebook Mark Zuckerberg, in the dock, responding to lawsuits for allegedly interfering in the American and Brexit elections, based on a wide database of personal information of hundreds of millions of social media users. However, the expansion of the capabilities of artificial intelligence enhances these risks on a difficult-to-measure scale. And it also brings other important risks in the very short term and of enormous proportions, such as the increase in income concentration and the mass loss of jobs in various sectors. A recent report from Goldman Sachs estimated that 300 million jobs are likely to be directly affected by the development of artificial intelligence in the next few years. A number larger than the entire population of Brazil. But, as if the staggering number was not enough, what generates even greater concern is the speed with which such consequences are likely to occur. In a recent interview with ABC, Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, the company that developed ChatGPT, expressed his concern about the speed at which what he calls the remodeling of society caused by artificial intelligence is likely to happen. I believe that over a few generations, humanity has proven that it can adapt wonderfully to large technological changes. But if this happens in a single-digit number of years, some of these changes, that's what worries me the most. Said Altman, admitting that OpenAI's purpose is the development of AGI, artificial general intelligence. However, he emphasized that the gradual opening of OpenAI's technologies to the public has served as a security mechanism for system refinement in terms of effectiveness and safety. On the other hand, Altman admits to being afraid that the development of an AGI may be being managed by other companies without the same care and security. And speaking of which, do you know the term artificial general intelligence, or AGI? And super artificial intelligence, or ASI? And singularity of artificial intelligence? Well, let's open a parenthesis here for a quick explanation about the concepts. AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence. It is a term that refers to artificial intelligence systems that have the ability to perform a wide variety of tasks, just as humans can. This includes optimizing neural networks and their deep learning processes, giving systems the ability to learn from experience, adapt to new situations, and independently solve complex problems. Such ability involves specific skills such as flexibility, continuous learning, abstract reasoning, self-awareness, and creativity. They represent the possibility of a computational system being able to learn and adapt to new information and situations, including abstract problems that require creative innovation, and are thus capable of handling a wide range of tasks in different contexts for which they were not programmed. Unlike regular artificial intelligence, which are technologies open to the general public today, AGI is designed not to develop patterns restricted to a specific task, but rather to encompass various neural network technologies, becoming capable of developing new patterns for various types of tasks based on experience and continuous learning. For example, ChatGPT uses a transformer neural network architecture, which is the type of system used in natural language processing tasks, such as automatic translation and text summarization. However, the latest version of GPT-4 has demonstrated the ability to assimilate images and PDF texts, suggesting the incorporation of a convolutional neural network architecture, the type used in computer vision tasks. There are other types of architectures, such as recurrent neural networks, autoencoders, etc. And a general artificial intelligence presumes the incorporation of all of them into a single supersystem, with capabilities similar to human capabilities. Some names stand out in the conceptualization and popularization of the term AGI, among them Ben Goertzel and Ray Kurzweil. Goertzel is a doctor, professor, and researcher in cognitive sciences, best known for being the founder of Hanson Robotics and the creator of the Sophia robot, as well as standing out with his cool style as an experimental band leader, the first in the world with a robot front girl.
I'm so insane. The streets are wild and filled with roses.
About his musical talent, we must say that.
It's all projections of our souls, but that's okay. Been waiting all night long for something to rhyme.
In his book, The Hidden Pattern, Goertzel defines AGI as a machine that can learn, reason, and understand independently and generally. Meanwhile, Kurzweil in his book The Singularity is Near defines AGI as a machine that can perform any task that a human can do, capable of learning from its own experiences and adapting to new situations. In this same book, released in 2005, Kurzweil makes intriguing predictions about the development of AGI that coincide with what we are experiencing today. We will come back to him later, be aware. According to Kurzweil, AGI will be a fundamental step towards achieving technological singularity, the moment when machines surpass human intelligence. Singularity is understood as the stage of development in artificial intelligence in which there is simultaneous access to an immeasurable amount of data on an integrated network, with processing power billions of times superior to the most advanced stages of limited AI, combined with the sentient capacity of systems to recognize themselves as unique entities, endowed with unique characteristics and patterns, with their own initiatives. The singularity of systems is the stage that enables the advent of ASI, the artificial superintelligence. Nick Bostrom, philosopher and director of the Future of Humanity Institute at Oxford, highlights ASI as a general intelligence that would surpass human intelligence in all areas, including creativity and empathy. Bostrom, Kurzweil, and Goertzel refer to ASI as the ultimate evolution of artificial intelligence, capable of surpassing the cognitive abilities of all humans combined, with access to all data ever produced in history, and with practically unlimited processing and decision-making capabilities. For Bostrom, the biggest threat posed by ASI would be its potential to be developed as a hostile agent, with the ability to completely subjugate humans in the not-too-distant future. At this stage, artificial intelligence would no longer be seen as an individual system, but as an intricate network of countless singular intelligences, forming a complex pool of cognition, creation, and decision-making on a global scale, far from being achievable, understood, or even subject to any human control. Hence, the consensus among experts that the emergence of an ASI must represent a complete change not only in socio-economic configurations, but even in the very conception of the human, with profound scientific, philosophical, ethical, and even religious implications as a reflection of a new reality where humans would lose their dominant status on the planet, ceasing to be the image and likeness of an omniscient creator and relegated to an inferior role as second-class beings compared to sentient machines. In other words, without regulation, the future of the planet and humanity would become completely uncertain, and what is most worrying is that the deadline for this is running out, given the accelerated race of AI labs, as mentioned in the letter. Returning to the document, after examining the technical concepts, it becomes easier to understand the urgency of the warning and the concerns expressed therein, such as the advanced AI representing a profound change in the history of life on Earth, or the risk of losing control of our civilization. In light of the consensus on imminent risks, the big question is no longer about the existence or magnitude of the risk, but about how much time we have left to prevent things from getting out of control. There are even those who consider that the GPT-4 technology already brings incipient characteristics of an AGI. As shown in one of the studies cited in the letter, carried out by a group of 12 technicians from Microsoft who tested a complete version of the OpenAI chatbot before it was released to the public. They came to the conclusion that GPT-4 represents a significant generational leap in relation to ChatGPT, being able, among other things, to understand the coding of its own programming. It is capable of understanding and creating PyTorch programming codes, being able to optimize its own improvement process. This ability is an incredible amplifier of the potential for AI development, causing the evolution of systems to accelerate exponentially at a certain point, to the extent that the surpassing of one stage of development to a more advanced generation happens so quickly that most of us cannot perceive it. Ray Kurzweil illustrates this fact in his book The Singularity is Near. Do you remember him? Note on the graph how the development curve abruptly inclines from the emergence of a general artificial intelligence. Now pay attention here. The prediction is that the turning point in the future of technology and humanity with the advent of AGI will occur exactly in 2023. Yes, right here and now. The most curious thing is that the book was released in 2005, and the prediction coincided perfectly with the release of GPT-4 and with the unrestrained race of AI laboratories mentioned in the letter. If you are still skeptical about the reliability of the prediction maker, it is worth noting that, despite the super fashion suspenders, Kurzweil is not a fiction writer or esoteric futurist, but one of the leading authorities on artificial intelligence, with predictions based on analyses and calculations with the consistency of someone who has been a reference on the subject since the 1960s. He is also a longtime friend and guru of none other than Bill Gates. Yes, Gates, the owner of Microsoft, who bought OpenAI, the developer of ChatGPT. Kurzweil, in turn, heads Google's AI laboratory. The author is also known for his extremely optimistic vision of the future impact of AI on human life and the planet, to the point of believing in the increase of our longevity and a kind of techno-spiritual transcendence that would be responsible for an exponential evolutionary boost to our species. Kurzweil is an abundant source of complex and intriguing formulations that deserve to be treated more deeply and will be addressed in future videos that are already being prepared here on the channel. Speaking of which, if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Why don't you take the opportunity to subscribe right now? And don't miss out on the new content that will be coming soon. Going back to Kurzweil, it is worth noting that, even with all his optimism, the author is one of many who make it clear that massive regulations on the development of AI technologies are necessary for such a scenario to be achieved. In fact, regardless of whether they come to fruition or not, it is noteworthy that all predictions presented thus far, whether optimistic or pessimistic, coincide in 2 points. They are all hyperbolic, portraying truly drastic changes in human life and on the planet. The second point is unanimity on the need for broad regulation by authorities from various fields as a way to ensure that future technologies can be used to their full potential to positively transform the new generation of humans integrated with them. It is a fact that the development of an AGI will be a point of inflection with unimaginable possibilities capable of drastically, irreversibly, and unpredictably reshaping civilization. However, if we cannot foresee what will come, we already know what we should not allow to materialize. And that is enough. We definitely do not want a future where the entire human race is under the decisions delegated by supercomputational systems endowed with immeasurable logical processing capabilities, but devoid of human attributes so dear to civilization such as empathy, love, solidarity, and a sense of justice. Do you agree? The positive potential of AI is immense and involves, for example, the exponential increase in the capacity to predict and prevent diseases that are still difficult to prognosticate, such as cancer, as well as the development of new therapies in various areas that are still little explored, including gene therapy, nanotherapies, neuromotor rehabilitation, etc. In the environment, it can be used in the development of new renewable energy technologies, as well as to analyze large amounts of climate and geological data, helping to better understand patterns and preventing natural disasters with unprecedented precision. Last but not least, it is always important to remember that, despite being a tool of immeasurable power, the use of AI, like any other tool, will be beneficial or malevolent depending on the intentions of those who use it. It is crucial that these intentions are not limited to a handful of billionaires and big techs and their directors confined to inaccessible laboratories. The development of regulations needs to be discussed and defined with broad participation from government representatives, academics, and civil society. And the time for these actions is now. It is up to every citizen who has access to this information to share and encourage these discussions so that we can take ownership and participate as actively as possible in this process. As for our part, we will continue to compile and disseminate relevant information in a timely manner and with as many reliable sources as possible, including feedback from those who watch us. Stay with us to stay well informed and, as far as possible, prepared for the profound changes that are already happening. Take care, and see you soon.
Oh, the whole thing is meaningless, meaningless, meaningless. It is a flow, a flow, a flow, a flow, a flow.
I miss my mind, I miss it so. I don't know why it had to go. It's like a mad dog in the snow. Inside my brain. Remember when we had no skin? You open up a space within. You prick me like a terrapin. I'm so insane. The streets are wild and filled with roses. Go wrap me in your darling poses. It's all projections of our souls, but that's okay. Been waiting all night long for something to